Go to Julia Boorstin in the meantime, coming to us live from Adweek's annual gathering of marketing and communication leaders. Julia?
Thanks so much, Bill. I'm joined now by the CEO of Interpublic Group, Michael Roth. Michael, thanks so much for talking to us today.
Nice to be here, Julia.
So I have to ask you, Elliott, big hedge fund, bought a stake in Interpublic Group, and they're trying to convince you to sell the company. What's the latest?
No, we're always welcoming investors who have an interest in the growth and success of IPG. Elliott is a large investor, and we continue to meet with all our large investors. And we're always interested in their perspective on how we can enhance shareholder value. The issue of IPG and a potential transaction has been around now for 9 years. And what we've always said, and what we've done actually, is if there's any potential transaction out there, we're always interested in pursuing enhancing shareholder value. And if a transaction comes along that does that, then we will entertain it. But right now, we're focusing on our current year of expanding our margins. We started the year assuming 3 to 4% organic growth. We increased that in the second quarter on the organic growth side. And we're on track to deliver at least 100 basis points of margin expansion.
Now, you've clearly done a real turnaround in the company over the past 2 years. But now there are concerns, I'm hearing a lot at Adweek, that marketers are increasingly buying ads directly from companies without going through agencies as much. They're sort of bringing agencies in-house. Is this a threat to your business? Do you need to merge with another company to have better scale?
No, I think what you're referring to in particular is bringing the programmatic buying in terms of the digital platform in-house. To date, we haven't experienced losing any clients as a result of that. It's an opportunity to some large-scale marketers to bring it in. If you look to the reason for them doing it is really the issue, and that is there's a lack of trust in some of the programmatic platforms out there, and the reason for that is a number of our competitors take ownership of media that they're selling. We do not do that. We believe in an agnostic view of media placement. We are paid to give agnostic advice, and if we own a particular asset, we can't be agnostic if we have an internal bias, if you will, to selling it. So a number of the advertising companies themselves have some distrust, and understandably so. I think programmatic buying is an important vehicle. More and more of it, it's growing very rapidly. We make money at it, but we make it not by selling inventory.
Bill, you want to jump in here?
Yeah, Michael, I hope you can hear me. You're much louder than we are here at the New York Stock Exchange, as a matter of fact. But along those lines, but those of us in the news media for a few years had to scramble to catch up with social media and find ways to use it as a channel to distribute news. I would think for marketers and advertisers that this is something of a gift, but it can also be a curse. Because it democratizes the whole process and makes it easier to find customers, but at the same time it sort of flattens the need for advertisers and companies like IPG at the same time. You don't agree?
Well, look, what's interesting about, Bill, your premise here is that we have a huge practice in digital, particularly on our agency side and on the PR side, that focuses on social media. We, in fact, manage hundreds of social media sites. So it's an opportunity for us. It's not a threat. Yes, certain companies should bring social media sites internally, but you eventually need to place content on the social media site. And that's where we come into the picture. The big idea is still relevant in advertising and storytelling. And what we bring to the table is an ability to come up with that type of content, make it relevant to the consumer, and help the clients, if you will, target those consumers with these ideas.
I have a more sort of financial question for you, Michael. Just reading some of the analyst notes and going through some of your recent quarters, I know Europe has been a problem for you when it comes to getting your margins. Wondering what the outlook is for Europe now that we've seen sort of another leg lower for some of the data there and some of the concerns with Russia and Ukraine spilling into those markets.
Yeah, it's a fair question, Sarah. And as you know, at the end of 2013, we took a one-time charge of $60 million to resize our European operations. And we're seeing a flow-through of the benefit of those expense reductions in 2014. That said, although our first quarter we had nice growth in continental Europe, it flattened out in the second quarter. And for the full year, we never had a plan of a large growth in continental Europe. And if it comes out flat to slightly positive, we'll be okay in terms of achieving our results. We're not looking to a big recovery in continental Europe.
You've talked so much in the past about the potential in China and Asia. What's your outlook now in light of all this volatility in Hong Kong?
Yeah, we have to watch what's going on in China and Hong Kong in particular, which is what you're referring to. We saw double-digit growth in China over the last couple of quarters. We see that still happening. Frankly, we're not as big as some of our competitors in China, but we have critical mass there. We're serving our multinational clients there. And we still see growth opportunities in China, and we intend to grow organically in China. So, but we are watching it carefully, and it could be disruptive. We have 12% of our business is in Asia Pac.
Interesting. Well, certainly